Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Online. Okay, we're getting into this one straight away. Alexander Usyk versus Carlos Takam. Yes, it's been announced, I believe, for May the 25th, 2019. Fair enough. Okay. So now we know that this fight has been confirmed. It's going to happen. It was in the works. Lots to talk about it, and now it's going to happen. Now we know at BWTM Sports and BWTM Online, Usyk pretty well. We knew him before he became world champion, and he graced our channel a couple of occasions just before he became world champion, under the guise of, or the guidance of, our very close friend and mentor, Uncle James Ali Bashir. So Bashir led Usyk to the WBO Cruiserweight Championship of the World. I got to learn a lot about Alexander Usyk, the things that the boxing public do know, and the things that only a trainer and a fighter would know. This man is, I can tell you now, he's the business. He's very, very good. What do you know of Carlos Takam? Carlos Takam, he's tough, he's strong. He's been knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, and he's also been knocked out by Derek Chisora. I wouldn't say Derek Chisora is known as one of the biggest punchers in world boxing, and Alexander Povetkin, when he knocked out Takam, there may have been question marks as to whether Povetkin was legal or not in terms of PEDs, and of course he had been caught after that. So during that knockout of Takam, that was the first time Takam had ever been knocked out in his career. So we need to consider that as well. So for both men, the answer really lays for me in the amateur career, because you look at Takam, good boxer, but no way is he as decorated as Usyk as an amateur. Usyk has fought just so many different styles. He's fought guys who come at him. He's fought guys that counterpunch him. He's fought guys that had lateral movement. He has fought the who's who in terms of boxing, and the best that could possibly be around, and won a gold medal for it. If you remember, famously, he fought Joe Joyce. And regardless of what you think about Joe Joyce, he's a big lad, he's a big man, and Usyk was able to box well against Joyce. The size of the man itself, Usyk was able to hold his own and do well. Now, coming into this fight, there are people saying, ooh, I wonder what Usyk's going to look like as a heavyweight. Well, I can tell you this right now. Literally, what was it now? 9:50 UK time. I can tell you as we speak, Alexander Usyk and Vlad Tsarenko, the unbeaten Ukrainian, who's also being trained by James Ali Bashir, that's one of his charges, is sparring regularly with Alexander Usyk. Every day they are sparring. So Vlad Tsarenko is giving Usyk good work, and from what I'm hearing in the sparring sessions, Tsarenko is more than holding his own against Alexander Usyk. So it's great learning experience for Vlad Tsarenko, and of course Usyk is sparring with a genuine heavyweight. And of course, Usyk had been sparring with Vladimir Klitschko for months. This was nothing new to us at BWTM Online, because we've been told constantly by Uncle Bashir of, Usyk and Klitschko sparring. So, Klitschko sparring Usyk. I mean, there are people out there that believe Klitschko would be sparring Usyk because it's a bit of fun, and that he likes to keep himself in the gym. Well, if you want to believe that, fine, fair enough. But to me, with all the amount of money that's been thrown at Vladimir Klitschko at the moment, it would be wise of him to get himself in shape. And if there's going to be any sort of announcement, he's already in shape and he's ready to fight. Typical Klitschko thing. And then our opponent will probably get announced a few weeks or a month beforehand, and Klitschko had been training for months and months. So that's a typical Klitschko thing. So I would not be surprised if a Klitschko come back whatsoever. And I don't believe it's an April's Fool's thing. I believe Klitschko will come back. Too much money's on the line, and Klitschko as competitive he is, will think to himself, hey, look, I dropped Joshua. I let him off the hook. I didn't throw any punches against Fury. And I dropped Wilder in sparring. And we were the first to break that story to you back in February 2000 and either January or February 2013. Again, Uncle Bashir gave us the information to that. So I definitely see Usyk versus Takam. Takam's got a habit of running out of gas. We saw that against Derek Chisora. He was putting it all on Chisora and then ran out of steam, and Chisora caught him with a big one. Usyk, we know, has got a tremendous engine. Okay, he's got a great engine, and Takam can only fight one way, which is to bull forward and to just overwhelm you with punches. But he won't be able to do that against Usyk, because Usyk will have good footwork, he'll have good movement, he'll punch, he'll hit hard himself. Usyk hits hard himself. Don't for 1 second believe that Alexander Usyk cannot punch. Those people who say that Alexander Usyk cannot punch were the same people who said that he wouldn't knock out Tony Bellew. And I told you right here, he'd knock out Tony Bellew. Don't be surprised to see Usyk knock out Takam. Because what will happen is Takam may come out fresh for the first couple of rounds, but Takam's only can fight one way. And if that one way isn't working for Takam, he's in big trouble. So Takam's got to hope that he can catch Usyk with something early within the first 5 rounds. Otherwise, Usyk's going to be using that footwork, counter, 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 slip, counter, combination, slip, counter, pivot, counter, combination. And Takam, where Derek Chisora is a big unit to move, Povetkin, again, bit of a unit to move. Usyk is on footwork and speed, combination punching, different style altogether. So if you're expecting some sort of war between Takam and Usyk, forget it, not going to happen. The amateur skills and talent of Usyk is going to shine through in this fight. And yeah, Usyk's going to be catching a lot of Takam shots. Takam will get frustrated, and I expect Usyk to take over the fight if Takam's still there after 5 or 6, and then go on to stop Takam in 8 or 9 rounds. I don't see Takam being around to see the final bell. I think, but then don't be surprised. The volume of punches, unable to get out of the way of punches, because when Usyk starts to land his shots on Takam, where's he going to go? He's only got one style, which is to come forward. We've seen Usyk, he can fight off the front foot, he can fight off the back foot, he can counter punch, he can attack. And he's got a crowd policing style too. So for me, Usyk wins this fight and wins it well. It's an exhibition show for me. And you see, one of the thinking, the ways of thinking that some boxing fans have got is that the bigger you are, and somehow, not the more skilled you are, the bigger you are, then the better you are. And that is absolute crud. A good big man would beat a good little man, but that big man has to be pretty good. And Usyk is exceptional. And I keep saying Usyk is exceptional. He's not relying on one big punch. Combination punching, speed, technique, movement, good defense. He's got it all there. Got it all there. You know, I can't believe there's so many people that feel that because somebody's got big muscles and he's big, somehow they're going to dominate a division. Mike Tyson was 5'11". And people idolize Mike Tyson. Okay? So, you know, this stuff about being he's a big guy. You look at Lennox Lewis was 6'5". Okay? Very skilled heavyweight. Got knocked out by Oliver McCall and Hasim Rahman. Lewis 6'5". Rahman 6'2", maybe 6'2", 6'3". And Usyk's about 6'2", 6'3". I mean, he means 6'4". So this thing about a guy being smaller, for those people again that want to talk about he's a small guy moving cruiserweight up to heavyweight. Okay, shall I give you examples? James Toney, Evander Holyfield, David Haye. Those are 3 guys that have moved up. Roy Jones Jr. And Roy Jones Jr. is smaller than Usyk. Now let me give you another one. I want boxing fans, those people who question about size over talent. I want you to go and watch one fight. I beg you, please go and find this fight on YouTube. Michael Moorer versus Mike the Giant White. I think Mike the Giant White was about 7 foot. Michael Moorer fought from light heavyweight, moved up to heavyweight, and he fought Mike the Giant White, a foot taller than Michael Moorer. Go watch that fight, people, and then tell me about size and power. Chris Bird, heavyweight champion of the world, was giving Vitaly Klitschko all sorts of problems with his boxing ability and speed and movement. Come on. Come on. So the heavyweight division needs to be careful of this man, Alexander Usyk. I'm telling you, they need to be careful of Alexander Usyk. He is a serious hombre. And I don't know how to tell you this. We told you this when he was going for the cruiserweight championship of the world. Very, very serious man. Very, very serious man. I don't know why. Maybe it's because people want him to fail. I don't know. I don't know why it would be, but Alexander Usyk is a tremendous boxer. You have to just look at guys for what they can actually do. Amateur pedigree as a pro, what he's done as an undisputed cruiserweight champion. And I don't think, on boxing ability alone, Takam cannot beat Usyk. He's not outworking Usyk. So Takam's only chance in this fight is to knock Usyk out. And honestly, I can't see that happening. It'll have to be a very good punch from Takam. But like I said, I expect Takam to try his best, try and pressure Usyk, get frustrated, and then after that, take out Takam. So that's my thoughts there. Takam, you are just the cannon fodder. That's all it is for me. I want to go back and talk about this man again. I know you're not going to like me for doing it, but I'm going to talk about him again while I'm here. Dillian Whyte. Well, what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? I said to you about Dillian Whyte, the road to nowhere with the Derek Chisora fight. I'm telling you again, this fight with him against either Povetkin or Ortiz is a road to nowhere. Because guess what? Deontay Wilder has already stated that when he beats Brazil, in his mind, Dillian Whyte might not be next in line. In fact, he's told boxing fans and reporters that be patient. Be patient. Because guess what? Dillian Whyte might not be next. I wonder who might be next on the agenda. You know who I'm thinking it might be next on the agenda? Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko against Deontay Wilder. Because that's a big money fight. You don't need AJ. You don't need Fury. You fight Klitschko. That's another fight. That's a lot of money. And that fight could possibly happen. Think about it. Wilder's team has already contacted Klitschko's team. And think about this as well. About the whole April Fool's thing. If people were to, if Wilder and his team were to listen to people over Twitter and take their advice for it, he wouldn't bother approaching Klitschko. He approached Klitschko's camp to get the fight. So I would not be surprised if it works out like this. Dillian Whyte does not get to fight. He may win his fight against Ortiz. Well done. Clap, clap. Hand claps for Dillian Whyte. Usyk will be waiting in the wings. And I'll tell you now, you might not like the sound of this, but more people are going to be interested in seeing Usyk for Anthony Joshua than Dillian Whyte versus Anthony Joshua. And do you know why? Because they're going to use it. Well, why do we want to see Dillian Whyte fight Anthony Joshua again? Why? Well, Joshua's already beaten Dillian Whyte, but Usyk now, he was a former cruiserweight champion of the world. And he just knocked out Takam. He just beat Takam. So, yeah. And if you listen carefully to these people, the people at Matchroom, they tell you what they're going to do before they even freaking do it. They tell you their plans. They told you that Joshua was going to be nowhere near Wilder until he's 2020. You didn't listen to that. They told you out the Wilder was not going to be a part of things. But they said Usyk in the summer or the end of the year. So if the Pulev fight doesn't happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Dillian Whyte end up fighting Kubrat Pulev. That's just another fight to get out Anthony Joshua doesn't need to have. Why? Because check this out. Pulev doesn't bring in any money. Usyk will bring in money. Usyk will bring in money. Okay? Wilder will bring in money. Fury will bring in money. Povetkin's already been knocked out by Joshua. Dante Brazil's already knocked out by Joshua. So Pulev would be the next legitimate guy to have to fight. Okay? So I don't know what's going to happen with Kubrat Pulev. So Dillian Whyte's got 2 fights lined up. After that, he's got 2 final eliminators. So after he beats, if he beats Ortiz, he can be looking at Povetkin and Pulev. That's Dillian Whyte sewn up on his pay-per-view fights. That's him sewn up. Till eventually, somehow or the other, he gets beat or robbed on the scorecards. And then that's still even getting a world title fight. Unless he can go down the Manwar Shah route. So, those are my thoughts on the whole thing between Takam, Usyk, and Dillian Whyte being in the mix. Do you think Takam can actually beat Alexander Usyk? And if so, how does he do it? To me, the strategy for Takam to beat Usyk is to pin him against the ropes and work Usyk's body. That's the way you beat Alexander Usyk. You get him on the ropes, take him into a dogfight, work his body, take his legs away from him. You got to get on the inside of guys like Usyk. All these Ukrainian fighters, all these Eastern European fighters, right? They all fight the same in terms of keeping at distance and boxing with you. None of these guys can fight on the inside. I'm telling you now, when you get a good fighter that can get on the inside of these guys, all these guys, these Eastern European fighters, there is going to be some serious problems. You're going to see a lot of losses suddenly, right? Because these guys can't fight on the inside. And I suspect if what I mean by inside fighting, it basically means that when you fight someone like Usyk, you get inside of their length, you get inside their length and you work their chest. Get on the inside, slip on the inside, like how Mike Tyson used to fight. These guys, well, see, the type of guy to beat a guy like Alexander Usyk would be a Mike Tyson-esque style. Somebody who bobs and weaves, uses their head, and gets inside. Why? Because guys like that, first of all, they can't line up the jab. They can't line the jab up because their head is constantly moving. And he's moving the head and moving the body and the head. And as he's moving the head and the body, he's working his work with good footwork inside on these guys, and then it's vicious body shots to body, uppercuts being brought through the middle, right? That was what Mike Tyson was best at, and that's what the sort of style you need to beat Alexander Usyk. Can Takam do that? Hell no, he can't. Hell no, he cannot do that. Okay, so the guys are going to beat Alexander Usyk. Guys are going to be quick on their feet, who can get inside, slip inside, and do work to the body. Those type of guys that just stand in front of him and try and wing bombs it, it's not going to happen. Those who are flat-footed, he's always going to move around them guys. So remember, them big guys are trying to land them big bombs. Usyk's going to be using footwork. So when them guys try to throw a 1-2 combination, slips them out the way of them, and they're wasting big punches, punching themselves out, trying to catch this guy. And then he's there hitting you with combinations, with combination. Make you miss, make you pay. Make you miss, make you pay. Make you miss, make you pay. That's Alexander Usyk. You know, Wilder may be a different situation for Usyk altogether and a more difficult proposition for Usyk than Joshua. Joshua can eventually stand up, a very upright stand up, you know, like left jab, right hand, left hook, very conventional. Usyk will see that. And there's no way that Joshua is a better boxer than Joshua's a better boxer than Usyk. boxing ability. But when you talk about Wilder, we're not talking about his boxing ability now. We're looking at his athleticism, his speed. Okay, his speed, athleticism, and his awkwardness. That's what makes him so difficult. He's awkward. He's an awkward guy. Rangy, long arms, not predictable. Left jab, right hand down the pipe, left hook. That's what Usyk would have. That's meat and drink for Usyk. That's what he's seen that through the amateurs. He's seen that. But with a guy like Wilder, who isn't technically one of the better fighters, but he's herky-jerky, his awkwardness, his unorthodox way of throwing punches, that's what would make Wilder dangerous. Again, a guy like Fury, another dangerous guy for Usyk, in the sense that he's going to make Usyk, he's got the jab, he can move, he's got movement. Any guys who are good in the feet that can move will give Usyk problems, right? But you see, with Fury here, he's not a big one-punch knockout artist. If he was, we would have seen that against Wilder. So for all the punches Fury threw and all the stuff he did, he wasn't able to get Deontay Wilder out there, and he certainly wasn't able to hurt Deontay Wilder in the same way that Lewis Ortiz did. So that answers their argument about who the bigger puncher is there. So yeah, so for me, this is an exhibition bout, Usyk versus Takam. If you look at them skill for skill, like I said before, skill for skill, take the names away, just wipe the names away, and skill for skill. Who's got the better footwork? Who puts the punch together better? Who's got better accuracy? Who's the fitter fighter? Who's got the better boxing IQ? Who's more adaptable? It's a no contest. When you look at it like that, it's a no contest. So what you're looking at here is Carlos Takam with lots of will and ambition and going for, daring to be great, as they say. But it's a mismatch. In all honesty, it's a mismatch. It is a mismatch here. But, not as much of a mismatch as Krolla versus Lomachenko, but still a mismatch. Okay, I think I'm done here. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. As always, check us out, www.bwtmonline.com. Do subscribe to the channel because that way you don't miss out on live shows. And I think that's it for me for now. I've got a few news stories I'll be breaking later, probably. And I've got more videos I'll be uploading. Thank you for watching as always. This has been BWTM Online. Again, thank you so much for the love. Keep supporting. Please share our videos. We appreciate you sharing the videos as well. Take care.